The 2025 Giro d'Italia kicked off today. Stage 1, we're underway. Stage winner, pink jersey. Yes, it's a new day. A new Grand Tour starts for the season. We're in Albania, Tirana, the capital. Once ruled by Hoxha, well now it's Mads Pedersen, the Dane, coming here, bringing cycling, top-level racing, bringing the Giro d'Italia, leading it home, and taking the pink jersey, the famous Maglia Rosa, along with it. Mads Pedersen put his Trek team, his Lidl Trek team, to good use today, drilled it on the two climbs in the closing circuit, and made a difference, and that made sure he pulled off the victory. And it was a long day out there, 160 kilometers. We had that big climb mid-stage. We had the escape, but they were pulled back after that climb, and then we had this two closing circuit thing. One climb on the circuit completed, so we had two climbs before the finish line. That last climb, a 6-kilometer climb, 13% ramps on the climb, nearly 7 kilometers long, maxing out there with 12 kilometers to go. It was a danger point of the race, and in fact, we saw it on the first time up. We saw the sprinters who weren't going to be in contention. None other than Olaf Koy from Visma Lease Bike, and also we saw Paul Meunier popped out the back. Visma had been working at the front during the day, but it was Lidl Trek doing most of the work, Mads Pedersen's team, and as we saw later, for good reason. Up on the climb on the second time, things were looking good. We saw all the GC guys in there. We saw Wout van Aert position, but then he starts to fade, and that was unfortunate. We heard he was a little bit sick, and we thought he was gone and dead. But that just shows the power of teamwork, because it's Wilco man, who pulls Van Aert back into place. So over the top, they're in contention. Something happened at the top there. Derek G was distanced. We don't know what happened. He came into this race as a Grand Tour GC person fighting for the overall, but this is not good, because by the finish line, he lost nearly 1 minute. Unfortunately, when I was there with Wout van Aert, waiting to speak with him, who finished second on the day, spoiler alert, I saw Derek G right behind me. For sure he wasn't going to be happy, but at least he finished, because before we got to the finish line in the city of Tirana here, the wide boulevards, very communist vibes here, we saw several riders crash, and one of the big crashes, and the only rider who didn't finish today's stage, well, it was Mikel Landa, one of the big GC hopes. Soudal Quick Step, the team of Remco Evenepoel, here to try to go for a good overall GC, but he's already gone. Less than 1 day of racing, didn't even finish stage 1, and the Spanish rider is out of the race. The Basque rider is heading home, first heading to the hospital for some checks and observations, but it was Lidl Trek doing the charge to the finish line as they had done on that last climb. It was Ciccone, it was Carlos Verona, Vacek as well. Vacek was going to be the last lead-out man for Mads Pedersen, who's going to be doing it all throughout the Giro d'Italia, and he delivered it, but it was close. It was Van Aert who wasn't feeling good. We heard coming into the race, we saw him fading on that climb, but Van Aert, as a fighter, he comes back, pushes Pedersen to the line, but Pedersen pays Lidl Trek back, takes the victory, and takes the pink jersey, adding to the collection of that rainbow jersey, former world champion back in 2019, and now he has one of the most prestigious jerseys in all of cycling to add to the collection with the Maglia Rosa, the pink jersey. Oh, the celebrations for Pedersen, who doesn't have a contract for 2026 of note, and is also not going to the Tour de France this year. The team's going to head there with Jonathan Milan. So Pedersen took a big win on day 1 along with the pink jersey, and we're going to look for him to hold it tomorrow in the TT, and I think he should, because he also got some bonus seconds over Wout van Aert at the finish. But today, it's a party for Pedersen. It's bad luck for Landa, who's out of the race. It's bad luck for G, who's going to be fighting back to try to gain back those seconds lost today, nearly a minute. But Mads Pedersen standing on the podium, spraying the champagne in the pink jersey. Celebration for him and the team Lidl Trek, and what a day of racing. Already 1 day into the Giro d'Italia 2025, and as a humdinger is Mads Pedersen on top here in Tirana, Albania.